But first, at 5, fighting for a retrial. The father of convicted Oxford High School shooter was not in court today, but his attorneys were, and they're making 2 big requests. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Simon Shaquette. We are so glad you're with us. James Crumbley's attorneys now requesting a new trial or for his conviction to be thrown out altogether.
Just hours ago, one of his attorneys telling a judge, quote, Mr. Crumbley is entitled to a new trial for a number of reasons.
This comes less than 2 weeks after an Oakland County judge denied a motion filed by his wife's attorney asking to take prosecutor Karen McDonald off the case. Circuit Court Judge Cheryl Matthews writing that the court does not have jurisdiction to make that decision and even sanctioning a defense attorney.
And today, and of course every day, we remember the 4 students who lost their lives when one of their peers brought a gun to school. Gone too soon, Tate Meir, Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling.
Yeah, and right now we want to get to 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alcenaida with more from parents who say the legal process continues to re-traumatize their community.
Oakland County Circuit Court Judge Cheryl Matthews heard arguments Friday morning from the defense as to why James Crumbley deserves a new trial and from the prosecution why he deserves to remain behind bars.
This case, Your Honor, is gut-wrenching. It is heartbreaking, and it is traumatic for an entire community. But our rules and the court's obligation to ensure due process and a fair trial and full and fair cross-examination cannot bend to emotion, Your Honor.
At a motion hearing Friday morning, James Crumbley's attorney, Alona Sharon, arguing her client did not deserve his involuntary manslaughter convictions after James's son opened fire and killed 4 at Oxford High School. She argues he did not have a fair trial because evidence was withheld, the shooter wasn't ordered to testify, and a late discovery was made after the verdict came down.
Mr. Crumbley is entitled to a new trial for a number of reasons, the least of which is the concealed proffer agreements.
The prosecutor's office wanted to interview 2 school officials about the circumstances of the shooting. As part of their interview with the government, they signed a proffer agreement, which basically said that the government couldn't use the statements they provided to the prosecutor against them.
Law professor Adam Wright says the judge now has to decide if these reasons are enough for a new trial.
The judge has 2 questions that she's working to answer. The first is, was this a violation either of the discovery rules or of the Constitution? And second, if there was a violation, what's the appropriate remedy?
The prosecution says nothing malicious was happening behind the scenes regarding evidence, and the defense is just looking for a way to get James Crumbley another chance.
I don't want to leave the court with the impression that there was an effort to hide evidence or gain an unfair advantage.
Meanwhile, parents who had children trapped inside the school during the shooting say the continuous legal back and forth is reopening old wounds.
They were found guilty by a jury of their peers, and the fact that they continue to go back and try to undo this is wrong.
The judge says it will take a while to reach a decision regarding new trials for both James and Jennifer Crumbley, but the community hopes this chapter can be closed soon. In Pontiac, I'm Ruta Alcenaida, 7 News Detroit.